where the real ones talk and the wild thoughts go. We laugh, we cry, yeah, we let it roll. Healing through a joke and a story for the soul. This, that, LeVar Walker Show. Turn it up loud, let the whole block know. From pain to punchlines, watch the wisdom glow. Yeah, this, that, LeVar Walker Show. Oh yeah, you turn scars into skits, old wounds into bits. Every call in, every friend feels like Sunday once again. From the grind to the glow up, glass half empty, you pour more up. You take the weight we hold below and lift it on the LeVar Walker Show. This, that, LeVar Walker Show, where the real ones talk and the wild thoughts go. We laugh, we cry, yeah, we let it roll. Healing through a joke and a story for the soul. This, that, LeVar Walker Show. Turn it up loud, let the whole block know. From pain to punchlines, watch the wisdom glow. Yeah, this, that, LeVar Walker Show. Hey, some days heavy, some days light. You still find a way to make it feel alright. When the world's too loud, when the bill's too high, I press play, hear your voice, and I remember why. This, that, LeVar Walker Show, where the real ones talk and the wild thoughts go. We laugh, we cry.
And we are back. What's happening? I hope everybody's feeling good this Monday. It is Monday, and welcome back to the greatest podcast on the face of the earth. We are here at the LeVar Walker Show podcast, man. Shout out to everybody on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, wherever y'all are finding me. I hope you guys are feeling good. I just came back from getting my truck fixed. I put a little video up on that. Listen, beware when y'all are going to get your car serviced. I'm going to give y'all some game, especially the females, elderly people that's not really into cars. When they go to quote you for whatever needs to be fixed, look at the parts, right? You could always get an estimate. First, look at the parts. Then look at the labor rate. Then Google to see how long the job should take. Now, you can always beat those prices because typically a lot of these places, they want $150 an hour to service your car. That's what they require in the labor rate. And a lot of times, if you talk to whoever that guy is fixing it, you say, look, man, I'll break you off because they ain't giving him nothing but $15 an hour. You get what I'm saying? So they mark up the parts crazy, the parts high as hell. Buy your parts off Amazon. Then they marking up a labor rate. You got $150 an hour labor rate, and you giving the technician 15 out of that? Okay. Well, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk to that tech and see how we can make this happen somewhere. So that's what I did. I got the truck fixed today. It was good. I saved a shitload of money. That's right. Save me some money, and it's what it is. But we got to get into it today. Today, Empire Records is under investigation by the FBI. If y'all don't know who Empire Records is, Empire Records had a lot of the rappers from King Von to K Slay to Drakeo the Ruler to just a bunch of these guys. And all of these guys that I mentioned have one thing in common, being that they're all dead. So this was like the record label of death. You got Doe B, he died in 2013, DJ K Slay 2022, Drakeo the Ruler 2021, King Von 2020, Mac Dre, Mo 3, PNB Rock, just deaf. I'm glad they're going in there. I'm glad they're trying to look up under the hood at this place because I'm thinking that, sure. Yes. Thank you, baby. Shout out to my wife. It's always good to have a good wife for treats while I do this podcast. But yeah, a lot of these people are dead. And I'm pretty sure these record companies might have something up their sleeve. whether that being holding on to their royalties or putting insurance policies on these people, man. You know, they put million dollar policies on these people, and it's just greed. But I am happy that the community is no longer in the street rap and street niggas. Like, we have turned the corner, and I know that the music business is upset because street rap is archaic at this point. It's almost like cavemen just talking. And it's like nobody cares. Nobody cares about your street life and all the people, all your same people that you shot. But back then, when these guys were getting shot and all this was going on, the street rap and trap rap and drill rap, it had everybody in the chokehold. But now in the community, it's okay to call the police and put a nigga's ass in jail. So street rap is dying. It's archaic. It's falling off the bone by the grace of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And I couldn't be more happy for it. But we need to get under the hood of Empire Records. I'm going to do some Googles here. Let's just pull up and see what's going on. And why is the FBI even involved with this? Like, what's going on? Empire Records under investigation. Let me see. Yeah, and this is real. I thought it was fake, but FBI Cash Patel it's put them under investigation. And I want to see. Okay, here we go. Okay, Cash Patel's reported Empire Records probe has fueled online claims, but no evidence supports a rapper hit list. FBI Director Cash Patel launched probe in Empire Records, the label behind rappers such as King Von, XXX Tentacion, hinting at potential charges if evidence mounts up. The announcement spotlights suspicious payment disputes some of these artists faced before their murders. Empire Distribution, founded by Ghazi Shami, rocketed to fame, signing drill and trap stars amid hip-hop streaming boom. Triple XXX Tentacion died in Florida robbery 2018, while King Von, Young Dolph, Mo3, PNB Rock fell to gun violence in the years after, each amid public gripes over label royalties. Interesting. Patel sworn an FBI director on 2021, on February 21, 2025, after Donald Trump's reelection, framed the Empire investigation as a fresh push against shading dealings in music. Social media lit up with claims he called the pattern odd and suspicious, linking non-payments to the killings. Yet digging deeper reveals no official FBI statement tying Patel directly to those words, and whispers of a hit list targeting the dead rappers appear to stem from online rumor mills rather than bureau filings. Empire's roster has long courted controversy. King Von, Chicago's raw voice of street life, signed in 2018, but aired frustrations over funds before his 2020 Atlanta shooting. Young Dolph turned down $1 million advance, partly over trust issues, only to be ambushed in 2021. Mo3 met his end in Dallas that same year. PNB Rock in LA 2022. Fans see coincidence turn to conspiracy when stacked against Empire's checkbook woes. Patel's office hasn't commented on split, but the timing feels pointed. Just days ago, Reddit threads and X posts amplified the hit list narrative, folding in these names despite zero cooperation from law enforcement. A measure take if payments were leveraged for violence. That's explosive, but so far it's hearsay chasing tragedy. Let me see. Don't get it twisted, though. Patel's track record screams political vendetta over rap beefs. His 2023 book, Government Gangsters, dropped his 60-plus name appendix of executive branch deep state foes. Think Biden, Clinton, Comey, Brennan, not Von or Dolph. Critics dubbed it as an enemies list. Patel pushed back and sent in, but Democrats reckon he's moved on about 20 already since taking the helm. Under his watch, the FBI's notched wins on street crime. Operation Summer Heat, his baby bagged nearly 8,700 violent. Operation Summer, his baby bagged nearly 8,700 violent offenders in months, with guns seized nationwide, Trump crowning about historic drops. No mention of Empire artists mind. Patel's spotlight stays on feds. He sees the saboteurs firing a dozen tied to Trump pros and chasing Epstein Diddy files for public eyes. The Empire buzz, it jars against the script. Patel's no stranger to lists, but rappers aren't on them. If he's sniffing label corruption, fine, yet the hit list spins smacks of wishful conspiracy from hip hop's grieving corners. Empire's reps stayed mum. Shami's past tax dodges add fuel, but nothing pins murders. Skeptics might say Patel's playing to the base, blending crime crackdowns with Trump era grievance. After all, his own phone records got subpoenaed pre-FBI by Jack Smith's crew, sparking sackings and revenge. Rappers and states diverse answer. Okay. Well, maybe he can go in there and do a probe and see if you can find these guys royalties and if their families are being paid off their music. And also, he might even want to do a deep dive into the insurance policies that a lot of these record albums had, these record companies had. Now, I don't know, it seems to be with all these artists that is just more than like, it seems to be a coincidence to me, just from the outside looking in. It just seems like Empire Records was going to get the grittiest, grimiest, street level rappers to sign to their label. And I don't even I think the Empire was supposed to be a partnership or something like that. But anyway, I don't know if he's going to find anything with this. I mean, I guess maybe Cash Patel has been listening to too much DJ Academics, and I really don't know about this. I really don't know, but I'm glad to see that this type of music is finally coming to an end. I'm glad to see our children actually streaming inside of the house and not going outside, because at this point, if you are in the streets, you're dumb. Like, it's just stupid at this point. You make no sense. I understand that people do what they have to do, but a lot of people that's industry's got to be, I get it, but to be in the streets and then to push this narrative, this street narrative, and you hurting your own kind and you doing wrong by your own, it's just disgusting to me. And I will stand on that. We got a couple people in the chat. Shout out to Lyrical Jewel. Appreciate you pulling up on me. What's up, OG? When they say, I don't know, man. I don't know when I'm doing another cancel court. I had a great time doing it. If you guys don't know what cancel court is, y'all can check me out on that. It was a YouTube series where we go into a courtroom and argue over various topics. Me and CP was on that episode. Also, shout out to Jeremiah Boxall all the way from Toronto, Canada. Appreciate you pulling up on me today. And yeah, so here we are, guys. We're just going to cover a couple of topics. Like, I don't know. I think they might have discontinued it. I really don't know, y'all. I really don't know. I really enjoyed that show. It was a good show. There were some good brothers out there that put that show together. There's a good production crew that did that. But had great fun, man. You know what I mean? Because I'm kind of known for roasting a little bit. I do a little bit of roasting. And I do what I do. Shout out to them, All Dev Digital, and whoever. But yeah, it's up. They want to do it. They got the money. I'm there. I am there. But it's going to cost. Because it costs money. It costs money. What's up, Vino? I see you, big dog. Shout out to Vino. He in the building right now. But we gonna move right along, man. It looks like they will be sending the troops over to. Look like we gonna end up getting boots on the ground in Iran. I don't think this is a smart move. I think we might be sending a lot of troops to be like in the fishbowl. It seems like Iran is ready to take these troops out because, I mean, we're just fighting over nonsense as far as I'm concerned. And also in sending the troops and putting those boots on the ground, a lot of these groups in the Middle East that have been fighting, like the Sheiks and the Houthis or whoever, they are starting to combine forces. Also, Iraq is talking about combining forces with Iran. And I just think it's going to be very, very difficult for the U.S. to get those boots on the ground to control those mountainous areas. These people live there, they breathe it. And this is a big country, especially if they all come together and join forces and you just got like 2,500 soldiers, it's going to be parts that plane can't see. And, I know we had stuff in the sky, whatever. It's going to be parts they can't see. So I don't know if this is good. I don't believe it's good. And I think we're going to have a lot of soldiers coming back home in a body bag, which is very, very unfortunate. Right now, oil is hovering at about right now at $115 a barrel, which is not good. Over 120, we get to 200. We are talking a massive recession, and we're talking about chaos in the stock market. So a lot of 401ks will be wiped out. Just a lot of things are going to go really, really bad. And it's already rough on these Gen Z and millennials who are working their ass off, going to school, earn their degrees, but it's almost impossible for them to be able to afford a home, even with two jobs. When I got out of school in 2002, I did cool. You know what I mean? I came out as a pharmacist and I was able to purchase me a home, which was a blessing. But as pharmacy salaries have remained flat since I got out, they've remained very, very flat. I would not recommend children go to school to be pharmacists at this point. I'm not trying to knock anybody's dream. I'm just speaking truth. The salaries are flat and some of them have regressed. So, I mean, literally, like they the same as like when I started. So it's just not even worth it with the debt and everything that they face. And then a lot of the retail stores, pharmacies are starting to contract. So you just don't have the jobs there anymore. And I was reading an article today, and it was actually talking about how the Gen Zers feel. Gen Z feels cheated. Let me see. Millennials and Gen Z. I believe they upset. Oh, let me see. Millennials. Yeah. Millennials and Gen Z are upset. Well, anyway, they can't afford nothing, and it's getting bad. And you kind of seeing that, and we seeing it right here. This is interesting. Let me see. Let me find this. So it's saying here, Gen Z is the unluckiest generation in human history. The numbers are catastrophic. 1 in 17 new grads can't find work. 50% battle depression. Purchasing power is 3 times lower than their parents. Um, Entry level jobs have collapsed. Meanwhile, 2 million university degrees flood the market. They're very, very sad. Tech companies slash graduate hiring. Industry leaders predict mass elimination of entry level roles within years. It is sad, man. So I don't know. It's very, very unfortunate. And I don't, these are just different times, right? So, like, I'm Gen X. I was born in 1977. And it's a weird time for me as a 49-year-old about to be 50-year-old man because I'm like a dinosaur, right? So we like in the middle of the rise of technology, cell phones, social media. We are like dying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's very, very weird. Like, that's why I don't understand a lot of stuff. Stuff that would make sense traditionally no longer makes sense. Down is up is down, left is right, right is left. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. And then they got massive inflation. Massive. Let me see. It was a report. Gen Z and millennials. Gen Z happiness levels lower than people battling midlife crisis. Bad mental days explode for the young. Yeah, this is sad. And then what's happening to these young people? They don't want to get married. They don't want to have children. This is very, very bad. And even though I understand it, because like if you can't find a job, then the women have unrealistic expectations at this point. What happens to society? It's like we are at the crash of civilization or some shit. Like it's just so weird. Um, Young adults report lower well-being than people in middle age, reversing decades of research to show the midlife unhappiness hump. Authors say rising distress among the young plays shit. We started out seeing in the U.S. Where we initially found that despair, where people say that every day of their life is a bad mental health day, has exploded for the young, especially among young women. We then found the same in the UK, and we have now seen that all around the world. In the U.S., fresh polling highlights the slump. Only 39% of Gen Z adults consider themselves thriving, down 5 points from 2024, even as middle and high school students report higher well-being. I just think right now, man, this technology just really got us in the chokehold. Nobody's really going outside. Everybody is competing with everybody. You know, that's a crazy mental space to be in. Like I feel like one thing my dad said that he got totally wrong, and he had no idea this was coming. But I remember graduating from high school, and my dad said, "Look around, son. 99% of these people you'll never see again a day in your life." I was like, huh, that's real, Dad. And then Facebook popped up, and MySpace, and all these people you still see. So you imagine trying to grow, you go to high school, you go to college, and you want to change yourself, but you still intertwine in the internet with those same people, because sometimes you just have to get away and get out of your environment to grow your wings. And these people are seeing you, and it's like you on your journey, but as you're on your journey, you're being judged. So I guess you need a real high level of mental understanding and mental health to just get through the day. You see what I'm saying? Because the kids ain't going outside. They staying on the phones. We ain't really going outside. I'm working. You know, hell, if I wasn't a comedian, I wouldn't even probably be online, but I have to do this so people will know who the hell I am so I can sell a ticket. You see what I'm saying? So it's crazy. And that's why when you think about it, you wrap your mind around like, how the hell are these streamers making so much money? You know, people are streaming, you know, you got these kids making millions and millions of dollars a month, but they're making the money because the Gen Z and the millennials are just so broke and they're living through the streamer. Like they're miserable, they're broke, they're depressed. So they're able to get this release by looking through the phone because when you're on the cell phone, the screen is free. So they just sitting mindlessly scrolling on the phone to give them whatever little dopamine they need to help their stress and mental health levels. And that's why you seeing like there's no talent to be famous. It's almost like just likability. You don't need talent. You just need to talk to people because on here you can talk to so many people at one time that are alone and you develop a connection with those people. So that's what's happening. Because when I look at the current market of talent, you know, music sucks. You know, a lot of comedy specials put me to sleep, and it ain't no knock. I ain't trying to hate on no comedian or nothing like that. And it might be because I am a comedian, and it'd be the equivalent of you making coffee at Starbucks and you watching other people make coffee, so you see a little bit deeper. But a lot of this shit is trash out here, and people are just lost. So I really don't know where we go. I would tell those Gen Z and those millennials just go work out, go outside, take deep walks, breathe, do whatever you can to get your mind off of your immediate situation. And also just practice being present in the moment and don't focus on what this person has going on or with that person. And that's easier said than done because we can't help it. Just as human nature is always going to make a comparison. And the way our minds are built, the way the prefrontal cortex is, you're making a comparison consistently for risk assessment. You see what I'm saying? So if you see this guy, you know, if we go back to caveman days and you see a guy, you starving, and you see a guy dragging a buffalo, you're like, huh, well, he made it with the buffalo. And then you go out there, try to hunt, and you need to get a buffalo to drag back to the house to feed your family too. So it's like really a thing of survival. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to River City Youth Football. If you have the money, I will be, if you can meet my price, River City Youth Football, I will be in Jacksonville. To get me anywhere, it's all about the money and it making sense. That's all. It's not hard at all, brother. Trust me. It just got to make sense, man. It got to make sense. That's all. Ricky Simon, yeah, just DM me or whatever, and we can make something happen. I'm not, I don't have the finances to come for free or do any type of volunteer work. So before I'm just letting you know, and you can email me at hello. Let me show you. You can email right here. You can email my people. There you go. I'm going to put that in the comment section, Ricky. You could email right there. Hello Entertainment LLC at gmail.com. My manager, Ari Goldman, he will respond as quickly as possible. And hopefully, you know, we can get a deal done and make all parties happy, all parties involved. So call me, brother. Call me. And to the millennials and Gen, I understand, and give these children empathy. Give them empathy. It's easy to be a mad old person to say, oh, these kids need a good swift kick in the ass, but they just need love, they need empathy, and they need understanding because this is a different day they're coming up in. And even for sports, when you think about it, like, I know that the NBA to me kind of sucks right now, but like they under a lot of pressure too, because imagine being in the league today where everybody is a NBA analyst and correspondent, even people that don't watch the game. And then you got people betting on you and running parlays on you and shit. That's a lot of pressure to be under as a professional basketball player. And that's rough. They tarnishing you, talking about your family, your woman, everything. Shout out to Vino. Vino says media and medium share the same root word. We are taking in secondhand information that isn't true. Then people act on the misinformation and are left trying to make sense out of it. I mean, people are always going to go with the lie if the lie is more entertaining. That's just, the whole business of human nature is what can you do for me? Even though by design as a human, you are made by design to serve others, right? But at the end of the day, everybody wants to know what's in it for them. And what's in it for them, and the reason I say that the lie, people gonna go with the lie when the lie is more entertaining, because when you're listening to the lie, once again, you're producing that drug that we all have inside of us called dopamine, a great neurotransmitter that gives you all the pleasant feelings in the world, feelings of euphoria. And we want to get that hit as much as we can, as we get micro doses of dopamine when we are mindlessly scrolling on the phone and just looking for that little dopamine hit, ha ha ha, or even trying to share the dopamine hit by sharing your TikTok with your wife or your spouse, or texting it to your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever you with. So that's where we at right now. And society is a lonely place. So we gonna keep it moving along, man. What else is going on in the world? This is a good time for us to talk, guys. If you guys got anything you want to talk to me about, you let me know. You come right there in the comments. If you got any questions or anything, we can go. Here's some a little dear to my heart. This has been Benzino.
Because I know that
This has been Benzino talking about my good friend D1. If y'all don't know D1, I've been knowing D1 for over 20 years. D1 is a rapper out of New Orleans, and what D1 tries to do is go around spreading a positive message. And he say it's hypocritical hop, because he's from New Orleans. So it's hypocritical hop, y'all. And the father don't, that's how he does. So let's see what Benzino has to say. And I spoke to Benzino before as well. Let's see what he has to say about D1.
Because I know.
Let me make sure y'all can hear this. Make sure y'all can hear this. Nope. Oh, yeah, y'all should be able to hear it. Let's check it out.
That there's a following out there that's going to chime in and it's going to say things. And before I'm going to land it. And then now I look at D1 as using religion. I'm going to be the religion guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, what D1 don't realize is that I don't know Bible verses, but Lord knows, like, I'm a godly man. About it, and all they've been through is jail, destruction, guns, things. So okay, so you made an exception for them, all right? So now,
can y'all hear? Y'all still can't hear nothing? Y'all couldn't hear? Y'all can hear me, but y'all can't hear. Tell me if you can hear Benzino talk.
So now I see him dissing Jermaine Dupri. And I don't even know what it's for because I don't get into it.
Magic City.
Yeah, okay, well, I'm saying, how can you diss Jermaine Dupri? Jermaine Dupri is a producer. Do you understand, like, without a producer, the artists don't eat? Well, you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. They have a talent, but the producer's talent is the music and the arrangement to get the artists out there. 9 out of 10 times, the artists don't have it in them, but just to come and just do what they're told, and and with their talent, which is a major thing. But I'm trying to say, do you know how much money Jermaine Dupri put in people's pockets from producing music that made them millionaires, which trickled down to their family, and it puts money into the community.
I think Benzino is wrong. I don't believe that D1 is trying to get a rap career. If you know anything about D1, I know that's my brother. D1 was offered a deal from Cash Money where they wanted to try to change D1 into, because he's a very talented rapper, very lyrical. The boy got flow. But they wanted to change his image into that of a street rapper and give him a big advance, which he turned down because he's looking at how destructive this music has been and how many black bodies are dropping in the street. You see what I'm saying? So it's a different day and age. And this ain't no knock to Benzino. I get it. Benzino, an old school cat, whatever, who came up in the 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s, when all black men knelt to the altar of the streets and your black masculinity was defined on how much of a street nigga you were. So you even had guys that don't even want to be a part of it. But if you grew up in the hood, you know what I mean? It's almost like a thing you got to claim a set and shit. It was exhausting. It was exhausting. And really only brothers like me who really grew up in that shit have disdain for it, because I grew up on, and I'm not wearing that shit as no badge of honor, but I really grew up on the south side of Chicago, right? So I like the mentality. You know what I mean? Like when I'm talking, because I grew up in a house of love, of course, but to go out on the block and you just talk to some of these niggas, their mind was cooked. So a lot of them was taking advantage of people in the community. And you couldn't call nothing out back in the day because, you get ostracized about being a snitch. You ain't even no street nigga. They try to put a snitch jacket on you. You just a regular working Joe. And it was terrible, to the point where in the community, we would fucking hide the killers. We would cherish the killers and acknowledge them. But the game has changed due to technology. Now, your ass gonna go to jail. And don't nobody give a fuck. If you want to be a big old tough nigga, you're going to go to jail. Right? And you're gonna get sued. And people gonna put shit on you. Because nobody has time for that shit. Nobody cares no more. It's over. They have gentrified the area. None of that shit has done anything to help the community. And that is the issue, like, I have with Boosie. I know Boosie be talking shit or whatever, but this nigga, he kneels to the altar of the streets. When he could be the person or the voice of reason to tell a lot of these young niggas to wake up, because it's a game you cannot win. It's a game that you're not going to win. It's a game where we enrich other groups, whether that be the U.S. penal system, so they have to build new prisons and employ people in these far out communities to lock your ass up, right? Or you're giving all your money to the lawyer. Like all these rappers with all this shit, you losing all that money. You call the white boy to come save your black ass. And what's happening too, I would not be surprised if a lot of these attorneys y'all see, you can't tell me they don't have royalties or executive producer credits on these niggas' albums, because they can't afford to pay the lawyer. But the lawyer gonna show up because he see what you got. Give me a piece. I'm gonna need that next album. And that's what happens. So it's perpetual. It's a perpetual dumbass cycle. over and over again. So we can't continue this narrative of straddling the fence. We have to shame this shit. And I speak on this often. A lot of this behavior in the community, a lot of that street shit has to be shamed. You gotta shame it. No difference from when we wear sneakers. You know, you go to high school, your sneakers bogus. You're shamed. Don't nobody give a damn if your mama's on dope or y'all ain't got enough money. You gonna get your ass roasted. And guess what you do? You figure out how to get them sneakers. Because you gonna come back fresh. So that's just real. But let me put this back on.
Community, and that's what D1 has to realize. Like, hip hop was from the streets, from the South Bronx, where it was really, really horrible conditions, and this is what's feeding us right now. And it's like, yeah, they stopped doing crime.
Now let's stop there. Hip hop started in the South Bronx. That is a fact. But when hip hop started and Sugar Hill Gang came out, Sugar Hill Gang, I said a hip hop, hippity hop, hit to the beat, and you don't stop rapping to the rhythm and the beating and the bang bang of the boogity beat. This is not a beat I'm rapping to. Everybody was dancing. Sugar Hill Gang wasn't talking about shooting up the block. Hip hop got perverted. It was a big perversion in hip hop. And it started, I'm going to say it started like with the gangster rap and the street shit. It really started with Ice-T. And this is just my take on this is me. You know what I mean? I'm 49, so I'm the same age as hip hop. So I think the street shit started with Ice-T. And then when NWA hit, it took it to another level, man. Cause you know what I'm saying? Crack was up, you know what I mean? We were hurting in the community. Reaganomics had us fucked up. Interest rates were through the roof. Everybody was selling crack. And it's just what it was, right? But we were doing it pretty much out of necessity. But then as times progressed, right? As times progressed, where you got second generation rich kids from hip hop and this, that, whatever, and you see, you know, we had a time we got more black doctors, attorneys, black pharmacists, black billionaires, black entrepreneurs than we've ever had in any period of the history of time. But people were continuously stuck on the fact that, yeah, it's shoot 'em up, bang, bang time, which is just giving us a terrible program in our mind. And it's sad. You know what I mean? Because being poor or being deprived, that's no excuse for crime or to hurt your brother. You know what I mean?
To rap about it. Don't condemn them because they rapping about it. You watching movies every day that have guns, and it's you know.
What do they rap? Most of the niggas that's doing the rapping don't even live that shit. That's the whole issue. Most of the ones rapping are lying. They're lying. They're rapping their brother's story who has life in the penitentiary. They're lying. And most of them that are rapping, they get the money, some shit happen. What they do? Send their little man off. All these niggas got, if you a little man for a nigga, you are the worst. You need a father, nigga. If any man is sending you off to do his dirt and you doing that shit, you are a fatherless child. You need help, because this is what they do. Now, if you super young, I understand. Like in the case of Marlo Mike with Boosie, where Boosie had that young boy doing hits, and that boy is going to spend the rest of his natural life in a jail cell, but he was doing the hits for Boosie. You see what I'm saying? If Boosie don't want to do the time, he want to pray to the street, but don't want to do the time. I don't understand that shit. You got to stand on your square. If you gonna live by that shit, talk that shit, walk it, nigga, you got to be happy with going to jail too. You can't have it both ways. You see what I'm saying? And if you grew up in that shit, and then too, what I noticed too, man, because I am a proud square. I can tell you that. I had a strong father and loving mother, and I come from love, and I'm a strong square. But I did grow up in the community. And if you really grow up in the community where there's bullets and shit flying, drive by, all this shit, robberies and crime, you want to get out of that shit. You don't want to be around it. You don't want to uh push the narrative of it. It's because it's sad. It's terrible. It's a horrible thing. You know what I mean? So
I mean, it's art. And this is the last thing. And then I see him bigging up 50 all the time. I see him bigging up 50 all the time. I see him say something about Jermaine saying, yeah, Jermaine, 50 told me about you or something. I'm like, we look at this. Mr. Holy Art Thou.
Jermaine Dupri was on the show bragging about blowing $10,000 a night in Magic City. Talking about this shit like that's some type of NBA highlight or he should wear a badge for that shit. No, my nigga, like, no, you shit it off $10,000 in a strip club. For what? For what? You could have built a school, bought stock in Uber before it blew up, bought more land. Don't nobody got time for that shit. Like he was literally sitting up bragging about that shit.
He's putting two black men against each other, instigating it. He don't even know that. See, I could see through the young brother.
Do you feel like he's a fake preacher?
Absolutely. You see, but
he's not a fake preacher because he's not a preacher at all. He's just calling out the hypocrisy in hip hop.
But look at I feel like he's doing it. His intentions. Everybody, listen. One thing's for sure is nobody's supposed to be pushing religion on anybody, their type of religion, because there's a lot of different interpretations of what people's religions are and how they interpret things. So you know how he may see things, even if in his way of worship is godly, and like he says, his calling. Well, everybody has their calling. So your calling isn't bigger than the next man. You're not God, homie. And your hypocrisy, and just like how I see it, he's exposing how preachers do it in the church. Not all preachers, but some, is that they prey on the weak. Because I look at his comments and I see it, and these people are lost. These people just want to be in the comment section, but they're not realizing what he's doing is damaging. You don't play with religion just to get your career off. And you know,
how is he playing with religion when you talking about some shit that done got people killed? All the dead black bodies from hip hop. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Can I speak?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, number one, I appreciate everything. Like, I always want to allow you to speak, but let me just say this, bro. You called him. Let me ask you a question. I know what I'm gonna ask you. You have. Is somebody can say that noise? Y'all hear that noise?
It might be D1 trying to get up in here.
Yeah, that's not. Nah, bro. He just calling it out, bro. You cannot say that this music. And you look, I get it. The music is giving, you know, a few niggas some jobs or whatever, but like, you would act like rap done gave niggas health care and education and like, no, bro. Like, hip hop to me right now is regressing the community. You know what I'm saying? It's a regression. So nah, shout out to D1 though. He always taking his stride. He done got banned from all the strip clubs in Atlanta.
Because I know that there's a following.
That's what he wanted. Like he don't even go to the strip club. So that's just my take. Angela Simmons said men should come with a gift on the first date. I'm gonna tell you, she asked me what did I use for my skin. So this is what I use. I don't do nothing but put Aquaphor on my face. You see that? I put a little Aquaphor on there. That's it. And the Aquaphor ain't nothing but Vaseline. I just try to put that on my face. Thank you, baby. Yeah, just Aquaphor, baby. Just lotion. Make sure your face got some moisture. Hold that moisture in. And the thing, so I'm gonna do this little pharmacy take for you guys. The thing with Vaseline is Vaseline, when you put it on the face, it seals over the pores. So when the pores open up and it gets a little warm or something, it seals the moisture in. So the pores release and it's buried under that grease. You get what I'm saying? So yeah. But how y'all feel about that? Angela Simmons said that a man should show up with a gift on the first damn date. I will be cooked out here, man. This shit is crazy. This is crazy. Let me see. Let's take a look at this.
Is it ever too soon to receive a gift?
Absolutely not. You should come with a gift. Why not?
Really?
That's how you court. Yes, show up with a gift.
Okay, what's a respectable first date gift?
I mean, there's tons of designers. There's thoughtful things. There's plane tickets. There's just so many
Plane
ways.
tickets like you get flew out?
It'll be we, because I'll come with a team. But, there's just ways.
We done been talking for about an hour and 15 minutes, and I'm hearing so many ad-libs from behind. Yes.
I'm just telling
We
you.
literally had this conversation off camera, and they was like, Cam, with your little cheap behind, don't just because you ain't spending it, that don't mean somebody else.
I mean, yeah, the right man. If people
don't man it.
I'm just saying
Man, it ain't no way in the hell. She talking about you got to fly her in a team out, bitch. Bitch, please. Ain't no way. Ain't no way in hell. But the saddest part about this is she's talking. You got a lot of impressionable young women that watch this kind of shit, and it's so sad, bro. It's so sad. Like, why can't people just have a genuine understanding and love each other? I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, it seems almost impossible now if you're a young man and you trying to date.
Men have to date within their caliber. Like if it, if it makes sense, then that's where you meet the girl at. That's where you meet the woman at.
But I've heard this too. Don't set me up with the expectation that you can't keep up.
You need to keep it up. That's the thing.
So she said.
I'm just saying you need to keep it up. There is no reason not to receive random gifts, random thoughtful things.
But does it go both ways though?
I mean, it should start with
That's a real mean.
Because it shouldn't start with the expectation of the woman courting. I'm not courting you. You need to court me. So if you do all the things come back. But you shouldn't be doing it.
The saddest part about this interview is Angela Simmons don't understand how regular she is. Angela Simmons regular as shit. Ain't no way in the hell. It's just no way. It's no way I'm about to do all that shit. She is Reggie Reg. She's Reggie Reg. Reggie Reg. The fuck? I mean, I think I know she was dating Yo Gotti, and this was like Yo Gotti's dream girl, but baby, he fucked you up. You're never getting whatever treatment Yo Gotti was doing. That shit is never happening again. It's not gonna happen. And let's see how old is Angela Simmons? How old is Angela Simmons? Oh, hell no. Hell no. No, ma'am. Listen, this is delusion. You 38, baby. You are 38 years old. Ain't nobody flying your old ass out. Ah! 38. You think $100 million man gonna fly a 38-year-old out? If you believe that shit, you believe in mermaids and leprechauns. Shit ain't happening. Mm-mm. They be at 38. But she said she's gonna waste all her years, man. Gonna get sad around there. She gonna end up wasting her good years. You are competing at 38. This is a 38-year-old female competing with them fine ass 25-year-olds. You're cooked. Your ass supposed to be married at this point. It ain't happening. But I guess people like Dre and Michelle, some of the people give them a hope because I guess maybe they can find a young ball player, some goofy. But I don't see it happening. Let me see.
For that reason.
Okay.
You should be doing it because you want the woman.
So give us an example. We don't need to know the who.
Sure.
But what would a gift typically look like in your tenure of dating? It's like
10 years. Once we in,
tenure of dating. Like if a person, like the first date, out of all the first dates that you ever had, from diners to all. Let me stop.
Okay.
It's getting a little
out of hand. Okay. We can wheel it back in.
What have you received?
Lots of different things.
What was the coolest one that really was like? Now,
to me, like lots of roses. I like roses. Like you could start real sweet. But then there's
roses are sweet?
Yeah. Often.
Women have this, oh, you should have. And depending on the tone, it's like, oh, bless your heart.
They said you shouldn't have?
No, but it's like,
I wouldn't say that. You should have. There's no, you shouldn't have. It's like, yeah, you should have.
Okay.
If you're trying to keep the girl.
Did you receive that was like
out the gate?
Oh, you did a big one on them.
I just think like continual flowers until you see me. If you just start talking to me and you want to find an address, I can find an address for you. It might not be mine, but I'll give you an address. I need to see effort. Cause then I give a lot. So I don't want to just give a lot and.
Okay, to the brothers that's out there, like, what does that actually mean? Cause
just be thoughtful. If I tell you my favorite this or my favorite that, or if I just happen to be talking to you, I'm like, oh, I'm at the store and just say I see something random. Oh, YSL boot. Let's just say something random. And you knew I wanted that and you can do it. Why not? Why not? If I'm already doing it for myself, why not? And even if you meet a girl that's not doing it for herself, why not upgrade her? Why not?
Could you upgrade him?
I think that comes from really loving the person, bro. How we can't just love each other? Like, that shit's stupid. This is wild, guys. I don't know. We are lost people. We are just lost. We're lost. She got a whole makeup crew and shit you got to fly. Man, that shit ridiculous. Ain't no way in the hell. I don't even know what delusion is good. Like, if you on a journey and it's something big you're trying to do, but I don't think delusion is really that good for relationships. I don't believe that it is. Oh boy. Look like old Charleston White is back on the trail again. Charleston White shows Young Thug's license plate. I don't know if y'all heard, but Young Thug allegedly threatened Charleston White backstage at a Drewski concert. Charleston White jumped to calling the police and taking pictures of everybody that was in that camp. And so he trying to talk to FBI agents and send shit to the police. And he hoping he was with some gang members to get his probation revoked. And I'm sure Fonnie Willis will be happy. Y'all need to leave that man alone. If you a street nigga, leave him alone. Leave him alone, man. You're not gonna win. So now you know what's gonna happen. Young Thug had to call Brian Steele. And Brian Steele Brian Steele need 50,000 to talk to get that heat off his ass. So this is what happens, man. Y'all gotta cut with this tough shit. You're not gonna win. And Charleston is like the fucking Bugs Bunny when it comes to these street niggas. He be like getting them caught up and shit. It's kind of wild. I don't know if y'all heard this, but Tachina Arnold was talking about Martin and protecting Martin. Is that not Tachina Arnold? What's her name? What's Gina from Martin name? What's Gina's name from Martin? Y'all know her name? Damn, what's her name? Why I can't think? Why I'm thinking of Pam? Tisha Campbell. Yeah. Thank y'all.
You survived, Martin. Tisha Campbell's in the building. You survived, Martin, the show. And I know there's not much you can talk about it, but as you think back over those
Let me just
times,
stop you.
What?
I'm going to stop you
Come on,
right
stop
there.
me right there,
I'm going to
sis.
stop you right
Come
there.
on.
Never have I ever said a bad, unkind thing about the show, about Martin Lawrence, and I never will. I will protect him to the day I die. I don't care what people think about me.
Okay.
To the day I die. I will never say a bad or unkind word to any media outlet ever.
Okay.
That person needs protection, and I will protect him till I die.
I love that loyalty.
So, as I was saying,
You ain't saying nothing.
Because she had to stop you.
That was a great response. And that's typically the response you should make after getting a settlement. If you ever had to sue somebody get a settlement, you always speak kindly of them in the public. That meant she got that bag when she had to sign an agreement. She's doing right, though. And then the smartest thing about this, too, even if she wanted to say something unkind, there's no dog in the fight for her because Martin's fan base is too big and he has all of the resources. So Yeah, even though she did sue, let's cover that. Let's cover that. Let's see what the lawsuit was about. So it says, well, she got it. Let me see. Let me see. Sexual assault. Martin better be happy that shit ended when it did. Because this is what we got. In 1997, Tisha Campbell filed a lawsuit against her Martin co-star, Martin Lawrence, alleging sexual harassment, sexual battery, and verbal abuse on set. The suit, which detailed allegations of misconduct in a toxic work environment, was settled out of court, leading to the show's end after Campbell refused to film with Lawrence. The allegation. The lawsuit claims sexual harassment, battery, verbal abuse, threats with allegations of inappropriate touching and forced, unwanted intimacy during scenes. Following the accusations, Campbell left the show for a period and only returned for the final season on the condition that she would not be in the same room with Lawrence, requiring separate filming. The case was settled out of court in 1997. Martin Lawrence publicly denied the allegations, toward his stating it was all a lot of bullshit and claimed his decision to leave the show was not caused by the suit. Despite the severity of past age, Campbell and Lawrence have since repaired their relationship. They appeared together for Martin's special.
If you're a man who makes at least $150K a year,
Let me see something.
and you feel self-conscious about your gut sticking out, I'll get you shredded.
You must be Martin. Gina is in Detroit. She wanted to surprise you.
They offered me a national talk show. So guess what? We both gonna be working in LA.
But Martin, unfortunately, show business at a certain point in his life got the best of him. And when that happens, you see it happening. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Tisha Campbell just confirmed the awful Martin Lawrence rumors. And what came next had fans speechless. Because this wasn't just about old cast beef or behind-the-scenes drama. It was about something way more serious. A lawsuit that accused Martin Lawrence of harassment, the awkward reunion that followed, and the legal agreement that kept everybody quiet for years.
Let's heal. Let's keep in touch. Let's not let all this time go by.
What were federal investigators in tactical gear looking for?
Listen, that let's heal, that's the money, baby. That's the money. That's the $2-3 million. That's that $2-3 million settlement. That settlement, when you get the settlement, you heal like Wolverine, baby. It's time to heal. When you sign the check, let's heal now. Come on, let's heal.
At Sean Diddy Combs' home in Los Angeles and Miami. Homeland Security says the raids were part of a months-long federal investigation, including sex. What were federal investigators in tactical gear looking for at Sean Diddy Combs' home in Los Angeles and Miami? Homeland Security says the raids were part of a months-long federal investigation, including
And between Martin's health scares, emotional breakdowns, and the eerie silence from Hollywood, yeah, this story only gets darker. In 1997, something serious happened between two big stars from the TV show Martin.
I said, Mama used to say, take your time, young man.
Tisha Campbell, who played Gina, filed a lawsuit against Martin Lawrence, the main star of the show. She said Martin had been sexually harassing her. That means he was making her feel very uncomfortable in a way that was not okay. She also said he used bad language toward her and even touched her in ways that she did not want. This didn't happen just once. It happened many times, according to her. She said it was getting worse and worse over time. Because of all this, Tisha felt like she could not continue working in such a toxic place. So, she left the show for a while.
You must be Martin. Gina is in Detroit. She wanted to surprise you.
Tisha's lawsuit claimed that Martin Lawrence created a workplace where she felt unsafe. She didn't want to be near him, and she refused to do scenes with him. This was a big deal because they were the main couple on the show. Her decision to leave made fans confused and sad. Everyone could feel that something wasn't right. The show tried to continue without their scenes together, but it wasn't the same. People noticed that they were never in the same room on screen anymore. It changed the feeling of the show, and soon after, the show came to an end.
They offered me a national talk show. So guess what? We both gonna be working in LA.
The lawsuit was never taken to court for a full trial. Instead, it was settled quietly outside of court. The exact details were not shared with the public. After the
Hold on. My boy say, I just realized you look like Charleston White if he hit the gym. That is, yeah, homie. Yeah, nigga. I got big, pretty hands. I don't know how to do them, but that's funny. That's hilarious. I look like a healthy Charleston White. That's funny, man.
settlement, Tisha came back to the show, but under one strict rule. She would not do any scenes with Martin. This rule stayed in place until the show ended. It was clear that their relationship, both personal and professional, had been damaged deeply.
I love you.
Years later, in 2022, something surprising happened. The cast of Martin got back together for a reunion. The reunion was meant to celebrate 30 years since the show first came on TV. It was a big deal for fans, especially those who grew up watching the show. Before the reunion aired, Tisha spoke about Martin Lawrence and the past. She said that she and Martin had worked hard to fix their relationship. She talked about forgiveness.
Let's heal. Let's keep in touch. Let's not let all this time go by.
She said that even though things were hard before, they chose to move forward and focus on the good memories. She said they wanted the reunion to be about what they had achieved, not about the bad things that happened. In an interview with CBS Mornings, Tisha shared how happy she was to see the rest of the cast again. She said they laughed and joked like old times. It felt like being back on the set again. She didn't talk too much about the lawsuit because there was a legal agreement that stopped her from doing so. But she said the reunion reminded her of all the good things.
Yeah, she can't say nothing. They probably put a strict clause in there forbidding her to say anything about what really happened. And I'm guessing, you know what I mean, they was young. You know, this is my take. Maybe they were young. You know, they on the set. We know. I mean, their chemistry was amazing on camera. Yeah, Martin was probably hitting that ass. You know what I mean? Let's just keep it a beam. Martin was hitting that ass a little bit. And then I would even take it so far as say, you know, Martin hitting that ass. Martin probably had holes everywhere, all on the set and stuff. She probably could have got jealous. Who knows? Who knows? So, but I mean, it's interesting. Well, he did forgive her. So it's so weird, man. It's so weird. And then that was in the 90s. That's when like Hollywood was really Hollywooding at that time. So yeah, homie. Boy, that boy said I look like Charleston White on steroids. That's hilarious. But yeah, that's wild, man. That's wild. Shout out to Gina from Mighty Ma. And speaking of Martin, look what just popped up. Look like Martin looking healthy. He looking good on stage. Look at this, y'all. Hold on. Let's see old Marty at the show. Boy, Martin done got back in shape. He done lost his weight. Let's see how he looking. Martin look good, man. Let me tell y'all something about this man right here, man. One of my biggest inspirations for doing stand-up. Growing up in the 90s, 15, 16, man, seeing this man like rock out on Def Jam the way he did, dude. Like Def Comedy Jam. A lot of guys took off after Def Comedy Jam from Bernie Mac, like that first season, Bernie Mac, Chris Tucker, you had Cedric Entertainer, D.L. Hughley. But I'm going to give them more comic view love. But like, you had a lot of guys take off from Def Jam. And when Def Jam first came out, the magic of Def Jam was this man right here. Martin Lawrence was the magic of Def Jam. Okay, so Def Comedy Jam wasn't really Def Comedy Jam. Def Comedy Jam was really the Martin Lawrence show. If you watch Def Jam back in the day, and I remember being 15, 16, coming home to see Def Jam, let me tell you something. I wanted to watch this guy every week. I never wanted Martin to really lead a stage. Martin did such a great job hosting Def Jam, coming off the dome, giving you all this freestyle material. I don't know if it's freestyle or whatever, but he was killing. Do you understand? I'm going to say something too, even with black comedy to me. To me, black comedy went from Richard Pryor to Eddie Murphy to Martin. After Martin, we did have it just went everywhere, but nobody seemed to dominate comedy as strong as those three. You know what I mean? Just with being unapologetically black and then just having the massive appeal and the massive crossover appeal. Like, and I know we have big black comedians, but a lot of them don't have that crossover for you to really get to the top. And props out to Kev. I fuck with Kevin. If you look from a financial standpoint, Kevin won it all. You know what I mean? Like, what's funny is subjective, but objectively speaking, from ticket sales, merch, is Kevin Hart by a long shot. But as far as, and this goes back to the Michael Jordan versus LeBron, but as far as the impact on comedy, this guy's impact was insane. Because when you ask people if Martin was funny back in the 90s, there was never I never saw a 50-50. I never saw like some people like, nah, he not really funny to me. And some people like, yeah. Now with Kev, you get that. You get a 50-50. But with him, it was unanimous. Yeah, he's the guy. Martin was the absolute king of comedy during that time. Def Jam was killing. Martin was killing. Then he hit us with Bad Boys, man. Martin was magical. He was magical. I was supposed to have dinner with Martin one time, and I turned it down because he's such a big hero, man. I never want to meet him. Never meet your heroes. You know what I'm saying? I know he a lot slower now. He is sick, but never meet your heroes. But he looks good on this right now. What did I say? Come on. Hold on, GL. What did I say last week, man? What I cussed you out about? Come on, give it to me now. Because I'm always willing to walk things back or whatever. So what did I say last week? Let me know. No, I didn't. No. I didn't say Kevin was not funny. Let me explain, bro. I've worked with Kevin Hart. I've been around Kevin. Kevin is a funny guy. I promise you, dog. What happens is over the course of a comedian's career, most comics, if not all, will never make it to that level of success as Kevin Hart. When you get up to a $500 million net worth, bro, things change. And then when you put out the amount of specials that he has put out, you're going to get to a point where you eventually kind of plateau. But I can never say that man funny, bro. He funny, dog. We done had straight where we have roasted. Okay? Like straight roasting. And he funny, bro. I can't. And I'm not saying that I'm not trying to glaze. I don't need shit. I'm not trying to be, even though I hosted the first Plastic Cup Boys tour, I don't want to be a Plastic Cup Boy. I don't want to go out on the road with nobody but LeVar Walker. So I'm keeping it a bean. And I told you the first time I saw Kevin, 2006, Laughpalooza, funny, man, very, very polished. I had yet, because see, when I was doing comedy, when I moved to Atlanta, and I was working as a farmer, but I was doing very, very urban comedy, just all urban, right? I was only doing, I'm doing Uptown, just everything underground. You know what I mean? And what happens when you do that? Well, back in that time as a young comic, you had to be fast. Well, you just do all black comedy. You had to come out the gate real, real fast because people would boo a lot and all that. So I was quick. But what happens to a lot of guys is your timing is off. You don't realize that because you are funny within a very small niche. You're funny within that niche, right? And so when I saw Kevin, young black guy, I'm like, dude, he was so poised, so polished. His timing was right. Everything was right. That was a flawless set. And I watched, because I had only ever seen him at Soul Plane. And I watched, I said, Jesus Christ, man. Very, very funny, man. He's funny, man. I'm telling you. Bro, dog, he not as, I think, like I say, once again, he a plateau. And with comedy, it's such a muscle, man. It's like, to be a comedian, stand up, your ass got to stay on stage, bro. And he just ain't been on stage, but I promise you, if I was able to tell Kevin, like, all right, look, do comedy for the next 90 days, hour sets. We, just pop up, just do pop-ups, very small town, small bars. I promise you. Well, it just depends on his attitude or whatever, but I promise you, I believe by that 90th rep, you got a monster, bro. And that's all I'm saying. That last special wasn't shit. Like, I'm going to keep it a bean. That was not a good his last special was terrible. But I'm not going to say that man. That man funny, bro. That's a funny man. He's just a funny person. He really is, man. Hold on, Var. Var, what do you mean? Hold on. Like that little motherfucker funny, man. He funny. But like I was saying with this Def Jam, it was the Martin Lawrence show. If you happened to rip when he was hosting the season he hosted, your career probably went to another level. All the other seasons after he stopped hosting, some of those guys made it, but they didn't make it off of Def Jam. It was a road they had to travel, bro. But yeah, that Martin Lawrence was a monster. Woo, that motherfucker was bad. I can't take it away from him. And then that was the time your ass really had to be funny too. Back in the day, your ass had to be funny. Back in the day, you had to prove that you was funny. Man, it just I think me and Special K Pop, that's the homie. We still talk on the phone or whatever. But man, it was just it just wasn't. I really don't know. Maybe we should try to do it again. Did you enjoy it? I really don't know what happened to that. Oh, you want to call in? I tell you what, I do you better than that. No, listen. How about you join in? I'm going to let you join in. Just click that link, okay? I'm going to put this link in here. Click that link. I can bring you up on screen. Click that link. You can come in here and we can talk. That'll be cool. We're going to have GL come in. And he can tell me what he want to say. Click that link, GL. There we go. There go Gary. Click that link, GL. There we go. You got to turn that down so I don't. Gary. You got to turn that down so I don't hear that echo, Gary. Hello? Gary. Turn it down so.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I hear you.
Okay. Good to talk with you, brother. How you doing?
I'm good. How you feeling?
Yeah. Feeling good. Okay.
Wait, Gary, could you turn it down a bit?
Got you.
Okay, cool. There we go.
Okay. I want to be clear just about one thing, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that I'm saying Kevin Hart is not funny.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is specifically regarding stand-up. He's never really made me laugh in stand-up. Now, his movies are funny. His Husbands of Hollywood is funny. I see him in interviews and off the cuff, he's funny. So he's a funny guy, as you said. I'll just say as a stand-up, I've never seen it. My last point is, and you know this yourself as an African-American, sometimes we just want to be where the spot is, where the hot spot is.
True.
And so once you start getting a wave, everybody want to come see it.
True.
That doesn't necessarily mean he's funny. That just means he's the place to be right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, no, I feel that because look, I'm not gonna comedy's subjective too, right? So I'm not going to undermine your interpretation of what you feel about him, because that's that's your opinion. That's a valid opinion. You see what I'm saying? It was just my assessment. Like, if you watch his first special, I'm a Grown Little Man, it was a very good special to me. When I did Jamie Foxx's Laugh-A-Palooza in 2006, I was on this thing called Jamie Foxx's Laugh-A-Palooza, and I was like just one of the local comedians who won a spot on the big stage, but I bombed so bad they never aired it. I completely tanked. I was not ready for that position, because the only way I got on it because I roasted somebody. I did this T.I. impression. They put me on the show, but I did not have the time. When I watched him, I was like, he was very, very polished, man. He had a lot of poise. But I'm not knocking you, Gary. And what I was saying, like when I did the Martin Lawrence comparison, was when I do talk to people, some people say Kev's funny, some don't. It's pretty much a 50-50 thing overall. Whereas with Martin Lawrence in his heyday in the 90s, it was pretty much unanimous. Everybody loved Martin Lawrence. Like, he was a bad mother. Martin was cold, you know what I mean? So yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I feel you. I feel
Okay.
you.
I just wanted to make sure I didn't get lost in translation, because when you type and stuff, sometimes
Yeah.
it gets,
And like Aaron Crockett said, his stand-up is boring nowadays. And it's at this point in Kevin's career, Kevin is bigger than a comedian. Like, he's a business, right? So he is a corporate conglomerate, a corporate entity. And in being a corporate entity, he has literal golden handcuffs on, golden cage. So he has to be very careful with what he says. And it's unfortunate, but it's just what it is. He got a lot of people he take care of, a lot of people more to just depend on this man. And they, he's a real business. So, but I mean, yeah, the last special I didn't like. It was terrible. It was not good to me.
well, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. I just wanted to clear that up. Go
What
ahead, bro.
What part of the world you in, man?
I'm in Fort Mill, South Carolina.
Oh, you're South. Okay, cool. That's where homie Shula King. I think Shula live out there.
Yeah, he's from Sumter.
Yeah. That's the bro, man. Marvin Hunter was living out there too. Another comedian.
Okay, I didn't know Marvin lived out there. Okay, all right.
He lived out there too, but he from Mississippi. So there's a lot of very funny guys in South Carolina. Sean Jones, a lot of funny guys, man. So I appreciate.
I have one question I want to ask you, or a prompt that I want you to consider.
Okay.
I get into it a lot with people about my man Jamie Foxx.
Okay.
And so my contention is that, well, first you ever talk about Jamie Foxx, everybody, oh, he's the greatest actor you ever seen, this, that, and other. And I'm like, I think he's a good actor. I think he tore Ray out of the frame, right? But I think he's just an okay actor. Yeah. And my contention is that you look at the movies he made after Ray, because that's when you get your bump after the Oscars, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything kind of was like, okay. It's just like,
I mean, dude, Ray was so impactful, right? When you do something like a Ray, that's lightning in the bottle, bro.
Exactly. I call it a perfect storm. It's a perfect storm.
Yeah, and in this business, man, it is very hard to get lightning in the bottle twice. I think one of the only artists to get repeated lightning in the bottle was probably Michael Jackson. Until it ran at where it was like back-to-back lightning in the bottle, like it was insane, but that's I don't know, like, how does he top that performance? You know what I'm saying?
You can't top it, but my point was, black people tend to, and I'm talking about black people now. I know you have a varied audience, but when I talk to black people, it's like they get offended when you try to make an honest evaluation.
Yeah, and I don't like that. I think people, we have to stop looking at people's opinions as just hate. If they're not saying what you believe it to be. You know, it's an opinion, it's subjective, right? So respectfully, I respect your opinion. You know what I mean? Like, and that's okay. And people need to learn to do that more. Like, everybody's not a hater, and I think it's really caused havoc on our arts, just as Black people, because we were gatekeepers for talent. When you look in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, man, we had some of the most talented people. When they shine, you knew why. You was like, oh my God, this guy's out of sight. And like now, with what you're saying, nobody can have an opinion. Everybody, so you get like just a lot of bullshit across platforms. There's nothing really entertaining, just people popping up. It's not, you know, like even with comedy, I was telling somebody, I was doing a show and it was for the Cappers. So I'm doing the show for the noobs. And these two young boys, they was hosting, one of them a noob and the other one just a comedian, but they sucked. And the audience wasn't booing them. And it was making me mad. I'm like, yo, fuck all this. Like, y'all suck, bro. Like I go back in the green room. He's like, man, what you think about that, OG? And I looked at it, I said, what you think about it? You tell me what you think. You didn't get nothing. Like, you know, I'm so used to back in the day when I started, they would boo you. They would boo my ass off the stage. They not, people got bills to pay. They don't have time playing with you on that stage. So you would get booed. For whatever reason, Black people don't boo. Everybody want to be cool. Nobody wants to, I guess, be deemed a hater. But it's fucking up society because we need plumbers, electrician, HVAC, and you need a person to kill some of these fucking dreams. That's why you see so many boring stand-ups. You watching these specials that are putting y'all to sleep. That's why. You turn on any special, damn near any special on Netflix, you're gonna take a nap.
You gotta watch it 3 times. You gotta watch it 3 times.
It's ridiculous. Right? And then people don't even want to say shit not funny no more. So you be like, well, how was the special? I mean, it was, it was different. Listen, it was you give it time. I'm like, was the shit funny or was it not funny? Did you laugh? No, wait a minute, hold on. You have to, what is this? Like, it's funny. That's the school I'm from. Either I'm killing or bombing. You know what I mean? It's not a gray area for me. You know?
And just before I leave, I just wanted to say, you being a comedian, you understand that it's a visceral reaction. Comedy is just, it either is or it is not. You know what I mean? It's visceral. It's like, oh, wow. You know what I mean? First time I saw Eddie Murphy, first time I saw Richard Pryor, first time I saw Red Fox, it just was, you know?
Mm-hmm. And don't get it twisted. I tell everybody over here watching, I bomb. Trust me. I done took it to the chin many a night. You know what I mean? But I know this. I'm like, yeah, I was terrible. You know what I mean? It wasn't working. I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't find my punchline. You know what I mean? But a lot of times, like I know Next Level said it's all art. We don't have to be monolithic. A solid artistry does it. Yeah, I agree with that. It's art. It's subjective. So even a lot of people today, they be like, man, you ain't funny. And I'm like, that's fine. I'm not supposed to be funny to you. And that's okay. That's your opinion, right? It is cool with me. You know what I mean? So.
Well, thank you, brother.
Hey, man.
Appreciate you, man.
On me, Gary. I appreciate you, bro. Thanks for tuning in. All right.
All right, dog. Be good now.
You too. Yeah, I appreciate Gary coming in. That was a great discussion. Who is it? Mia G. Miss G.
Hi, Lavar. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, Miss G. What's going on? Now, Miss G, what part of the world are you in right now?
You know what? I live in Atlanta, you know. I live in Atlanta now for over 30 years.
Oh, I like that. You make it.
Oh, boy. Here we go. You're bad. You know, I was enjoying you and Mr. Jason's there, banter. regarding.
Just regarding comedy and
Yes.
opinions. Yeah, I appreciate
Yes.
that, man. Yeah, no, it's all good. I think everybody's entitled to an opinion, and it's not for me to try to jump on you if you don't agree with me.
No, absolutely. And you know what I like about you?
Hmm.
And that's why I mentioned Special K, because you guys have that similar kind of humble, truthful, real deal. You're real deal. Like you hone in on, if you feel like you're not up to par at a certain time when you're doing your comedy um acts, and you know when you do good. And so I really, really, really like that about you too.
Oh, I appreciate that. And we both Virgos, so that's why it was called Two Virgos in the Mic. So that's probably
Right. You're right.
similarities that you see. But no, the show was cool. It was just a thing of logistically, and you get tired of going to the studio and doing all this and that. That's why I just do what I do from the house. It's real easy. It's just me. I can execute real fast. I can be very, very consistent and just keep the train rolling.
And you know what? And it works. It makes sense. It really
Yeah.
makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense.
And then I'm not paying all the money because we had to pay out the ass for the studio and then the
Oh.
editing and all that, and wasn't nothing coming in. So mhm, I got tired
You're
of spending all that damn money, and we getting 50 views. That ain't
and
that
me
wasn't,
being one of them.
well, I appreciate you, but this show in the hell wasn't cutting it, and I was trying to figure out a way. I was like, man, if we could just figure out a way to break even, like just where it's sustaining, but it never happened, unfortunately. So hopefully I'll build this up, and I will build this up, and maybe I could have money to support that venture.
Yeah,
So
man. Yeah, man. Because number one, you already have a lot of subscribers. Then it seems like you're decent with your viewers too, right?
yeah. No, people been pulling up. Like we got 117 people watching us right now.
Okay,
And
there you go.
I've been on here
That
about
there
an
you
hour
go.
and 42 minutes. So
Yeah, man. There you go. And let me tell you something. I need to bring you. Keep having you on the country way. As the pharmacist. I know you're a pharmacist.
you watch me on Country Wayne?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm a avid watcher of country way.
Yeah,
Honest.
I can't. When I do the skits, Wayne got so much going over there. I don't even know what the hell I'm saying. They just be like, "Yeah, say it in." I be like, "All right, yeah." So, Mike, do you wanted it? What are you doing? And I can't keep up because he dropped 1,200 skits a day.
He does.
Oh my gosh, it's like, whoo, this is crazy. So,
But you know what though? Your ad lib is so good because number one, you're a real pharmacist in real life,
mhm.
and you're funny. I
I,
just think you are hilarious.
I
No
appreciate.
matter no matter what nobody else say, you are hilarious.
Oh, I love it, Miss G. I love it. You know how to talk good to me, Mama. That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking about there. Talk good to everything about me.
Oh Lord of mercy.
Yeah,
Lala Mati. Well, it was so good talking to you.
you too, dear. And I appreciate your support and you tuning in. So God bless you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And always, if you tell Special, because Special K probably know me too. I can't keep up, but I might be one of the only two that comment on his.
Oh, I will definitely tell him. Miss
Yeah,
G
man.
spoke highly of you. So
Yeah,
thank
man.
you, Miss
Yeah, man.
G. I love it. I appreciate you, dear.
Of course. Always. You hear?
Hey, appreciate it. Well, thank
Uh,
you.
all right, my friend. You have a wonderful rest of your show. I'm going to still listen on, okay?
Okay, I appreciate you.
Bye now.
Shout out to Miss G one more time. And shout out to I didn't give a shout out. Next Level 6663 came in. You came in with the $5 super chat. So I appreciate you, brother, for coming in and blessing the show with that. It's greatly needed. So guys, I think I'm gonna wrap this up. Hey, listen, if any of you guys could, man, I posted my first video in my membership on my YouTube page. It's only the members, for a small fee of $5 a month. You can get some behind the scenes footage. We got 5 subscribers so far, and I'm trying to get to 10. So if we can just get 5 more subs, man, that's the goal. So please, subscribe over there, man. Become a member. Let's grow together. But I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for the love, man. And if you watching on YouTube, you can go right to the member thing. You'll see. But yo, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you guys again. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we're gonna wrap this up. So call me. Good night. God bless. I gotta set my outro. Here we go. Take care, y'all.